Hello everyone and welcome back to the BTS Americas Tournament Cup powered by Squarespace, where you can build a website without even the power of knowing coding. I don't know crap about coding, but I bet I can make a website there. Also, of course, Alpha Draft G2A and Face It Pro League for helping it all out. I'm KotLGuy as we hop into game number 3, joined, of course, remotely by Jenkins. Jenkins, welcome back. So game 2, pretty damn brief. Took about 18 minutes, and it was unknown. We're like, we have seen enough. We have officially gotten our asses beaten. We're just going to move on to game number 3. And you had said you felt pretty damn confident that Pain Gaming were going to be able to just take this game as well. Feeling maybe just more headstrong, or maybe more that unknown could be tilting. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, I still think Pain is just mechanically better at taking team fights, and they've like really good support rotations.
10 seconds remaining.
But with this like tiny IO thing, I mean, the game totally changes. This is just like
5 seconds
the whole
remaining.
game, in a sense, is different when Wisp is on the field. So I'm actually not sure how either of these teams play with or against Wisp right now. So this should be an interesting game. Could go either way, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, Wisp popping up, especially in the America region, is not very often. Wisp, Chen, Visage even. We just don't see those heroes quite enough, but Pain pulling it out here when they feel like they really want to secure a win. And I do like their preemptive measure to ban out the Winter Wyvern. Not only just what has quickly become one of the top-notch platinum tier supports all around, but very good against a Wisp, and a Wisp Tiny especially. I know firsthand we saw a devastating game. I think it was Na'Vi with Soniko's Winter Wyvern going against a Wisp Tiny duo, and they just kind of punished them. That Winter's Curse. Wisp has no chance. You Winter's Curse the Wisp, the Tiny with, like, let's say, just like an Aghanim Scepter just beats the shit out of the little ball.
It's actually sad, yeah. It's very sad. You
It's
press
just
R on the Wisp
crazy.
and he blows up. And then, you know, what's Tiny without Wisp?
He's the what we call the a la carte Tiny. It does happen from time to time. Teams like, what is it?
10
NIP done every once in a
remaining.
while. Burden United did it, but you know it was a bit hot and
5
cold.
seconds
You know, but
remaining.
more or less he needs his brother in crime in the Wisp, and Pain Gamer are going to go with it here.
Reserve
Still a lot of good
time.
options out there to go back at the Tiny Wisp. A lot of teams like to go for something like a Witch Doctor. They already have the Earthshaker, which is great. You know, a long-range fissure could stop a incoming Tiny Wisp very easily. A sudden guaranteed Echo Slam. You know that they're going to be clumped up pretty close and together. I like that already. Plus, they led in with a good Queen of Pain.
Radiant
Where's no
team
Jenkins?
pick.
No Lesh so far this game. He has so far been ignored. It's blowing my mind right now.
I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, both of these games the Lesh team has won, so I have no idea. These teams clearly just don't value it as high. Like you see these like new meta heroes, like, you know, Tuskar on Dying being banned, and then it's pretty interesting to see something like Spirit Breaker banned over Lesh. Clearly, like in the
10
South American
seconds
scene, these guys
remaining.
just like they kind of probably have each other's numbers.
Dire team
Yeah, that's the
pick.
thing is, like, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, in each its own tournament, almost a new meta develops. You can almost just even break it down further and say each little best of 3 develops its own meta, and then a best of 5 thereafter. They just kind of just continue to go back and forth. They butt heads, and, you know, you take Lesh this game, I'll get it the next game, and we'll see who's got the better Lesh. But changing it up quite a bit here for this game. We're seeing some new faces, which I certainly do welcome.
10
Lion
seconds
finally gets to
remaining.
show his ugly mug. Skywrath Mage, Darkseer
Radiant
thereafter, but
team
yeah,
banned.
all right, that's what I'm talking about. Unknown get what is, well, their signature grab, especially during the TI5 qualifiers. This team notoriously always had Huskar banned against them, and it was banned in the last 2 games, but somehow,
10
some way,
seconds
he has
remaining.
etched his way through, and now Unknown will pick it up. And
5
now we get to
seconds
see
remaining.
why is it that Unknown always have this Huskar banned against them. And
This might be a little
Reserve
crazy,
time.
but what I would do if I was Pain is I'd pick Ancient Apparition, do Skywrath mid, Darkseer off lane, and then IO Tiny AA. It's really greedy, but like AA is genuinely so good against Huskar because of the Ice Blast. It's like impossible to play against a hero as Huskar. So, but it would make the lane so great. It's probably an awful idea, but if you're a Huskar player and you see an AA, it's just like it is awful. It's a nightmare. But once again, Unknown looks at Pain's side and they see 2 supports already. So I don't know. They might do it. They might pick another counter, but they really need something physical or pure right now to deal with the Huskar. Otherwise, he's gonna go crazy this game.
can't just rely on that magic damage anymore, not against this beast. And you need to have the burst, or like you said, the heavy physical manpower to just overpower what Huskar brings, but that doesn't come easy. If Huskar is able to just plant himself in a good laning phase, he gets a great timed armlet. There's not much you can do to stop his wrath. So I'm very interested to see how Pain are going to respond to this one. And it just comes out in the form of a Wind Ranger. Okay, that's good. I mean, Huskar's one to just kind of, after his initial leap in, he'll plant himself down and just begin to right-click his way, which could set up an easy lockdown for Wind Ranger and a Focus Fire follow-up. How do you feel about the Wind Ranger response?
Okay, yeah, I'm actually crazy. That should have been pretty obvious. That's like the other, ridiculous counter to Huskar. Like, there's like Axe, AA, Windrunner, and then kind of Lena because of like the pure damage ultimate. Nobody really picks Axe anymore. Windrunner's just totally ludicrous against Huskar at all points in the game. If you get a shackle on him, he will die, no matter what, pretty much.
Yeah, so, can't do anything.
Yeah,
can't toggle, can't right click, can't leech your way back into the action.
Radiant team
and it's already 40R hopping on that. So do you think it's going to be a lot of pressure then on this Wind Ranger to be the answer for Huskar? I mean, they have the Tiny to fall back on later, but Tiny even then is a bit questionable trying to man-fight this Huskar. So 40R better be feeling it this game.
Yeah, he really better. I also think there's a lot on like the Skywrath, just because the Windrunner's going to obviously be trying to kill the Huskar. If they do try to kill the Huskar, which they have to, or he's going to do so much damage. Which means that Unknown knows who they need to CC, obviously. It's the Wind Ranger. And they have Lion, they have Earthshaker, they have Clockwork, they have Insane Kite, Insane CC. So this Skywrath is going to need to be a bodyguard for this Windrunner, essentially, and the Darkseer. Like, the Darkseer Skywrath are going to need to protect the Wind Ranger and make sure that she can get her damage out onto the Huskar, or else there is no way he can die. Other than, diving into like a Tiny and getting craggied like 4 times in a row, which can happen.
It can. Oh man, I'm curious. The laning setup as well is going to be something I am very curious about, if they want to just kind of address this Huskar sooner than later, or if they're just going to rely on this Wind Ranger to kind of be the answer in that mid-game phase where Huskar could quickly take over. But they get another lesson. It makes me curious if it's actually Kotaro Hayama who is under a different name who's about to play it. Right now it says Rudolf von Strupp something. I'm not too sure.
It could be. I presume it probably is him, because I don't see any teams like replacing too many players before TI. So I definitely think it's him. But once again, Huskar is picked a lot in Faceit, and all these players play Faceit. So it could also just be some carry player, because everybody should be able to play Huskar by now with how much it's picked in NA Faceit. I don't know about EU, but definitely in NA.
What a time for Dota we live in. I mean, now that the meta shifted where Huskar is commonly picked up and Tuskar is commonly picked up, and gone with the pesky days of just, always getting like a sniper or troll I think we're in a really good spot at this point. Of course, adjustments could still be made, and even before the big time, the big TI5 show, but I think nonetheless we could expect some ridiculously good games if it continues with how it's going right now. Do you think for Leviathan, like, where the meta shift actually suits you guys better than where it was before?
Oh god, yeah, dude. Totally. We love fighting people.
Yeah, it's a very fight meta.
Like, being able to take a Windrunner and put it on carry is actually, like, just completely awesome, because the hero is really good at, like, 3 or 4 roles right now. And, I mean, if you play the hero, Windrunner is, like, super, super fun to play. She was, like, one of the most played heroes for a long time, like, before a lot of the heroes were added and buffed, so she's, like, super fun to play. She's kind of like Pudge with the Shackle Shot. You're just, like, landing skill shots and looking really cool.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
That's the one thing I love about skill shots is, like, you could miss a bunch, but when you land that one, that's game-changing. You just look like such a hard ass right there. I know you've done that firsthand. Yeah, you've done that firsthand plenty. Just the other day, definitely set up a shit ton, and we'll have to see if 40R could channel his own inner light of heaven or whatever it may be to try to get this Huskar locked down. So with that said, we're unpaused and we're ready to play. This is our final game of today's best of 3 series of Pain Gaming going against Team Unknown. I'll lead out your introductions here for the side of Pain Gaming. Up at the top, we got Tavo. No more Tuskar for him. He's stepping off. He's going to play the pointy-headed one in your Darkseer. Dot, which I have found out is actually Gamblin, or his name is supposed to be Gamblin, as I was heard in our other Skype chat. He's going to be playing your Wisp. Along the bottom, we have a trifecta here. 40R is going to be playing your Wind Ranger. We don't know this guy yet, though. Squiggle. He's going to be playing your Tiny this game, and that means Cat or C4T. sad face. He's going to be playing your Skywrath mage. Jenkins, please do me the honors of introducing Team Unknown. I know it ain't easy, but do what you can.
Did we say is Huskar what's this Katara? No, what is his name?
Kotaro Hayama.
Kotaro Hayama. We'll just like assume it's him because he's a Huskar player. So Kotaro Hayama on the Huskar, which he's taking on the safe lane, and then we have Ayokiji on the Lion, and he's battling at top rune. He might actually. Oh no, he's fine. That's like the Earthshaker. And then we have Z-Talk on the Earthshaker, who's on the high ground right now. Queen of Pain mid is Takane, and then on the off lane is Isho on the Clockwork.
Oh, this Lion almost got himself in trouble. If Fissure does come, separates the Darkseer and the Wisp. Darkseer's going to have to round the bend. He already committed to Ion Shell, so he does not have a Surge. He's going to have to continue to get punished. Yeah, this Boots Lion is just orb attacking his way to see if he can get as much punishment onto this Tavo Darkseer as possible. Force him to chew through some early tangos. Now already down to 2. But it is a Darkseer after all, and his laning matchup, he'll just continue to dish out the Ion Shells for some free bits of, XP. Not that effective, though, against something like Huskar. He is technically ranged after all, so he might not have to worry about Ion Shells too much this game. It might almost just benefit him by pushing the lane closer to his own tower, so he's not going to be really, threatened in this early laning phase, which can be a bit unnerving for Pain.
Oh, it looks like they're going on mid with the Fissure, but it's a Wisp Windrunner. They're pretty immortal. And the Windrunner hasn't skilled yet, so she can actually get Windrunner if she wants to.
Just Unknown letting Pain that we're here, we're watching. He definitely doesn't have to commit to this top lane for this Darkseer, so Earthshaker is free to kind of roam about and maybe get something set up elsewhere, but as you said, this is not an easy lane to take down, this Wisp Windranger, and they're going to continue to just try to knock on this Queen of Pain and keep her backing away. Another Fissure to fly out this time. 40R is kind of caught on the other side of it, eating a lot of damage here. They're thinking about turning back, though. They have the healing power from this Wisp, and Queen of Pain does not want to overcommit, so she blinks back and away, does eat the power shot, but it's a very low level, and will quickly salve thereafter. While 40R has got no regen, he has to hope that this Wisp maybe has a bottle coming out, and there is a bottle coming out, so she'll get healed up from that. Yeah,
this lane becomes a lot. Like, I don't think they can really get any kills on the Windrunner anymore, since the bottle is up for the Wisp. It has to be on the Wisp, and they're going on a mid.
Yep, Wisp, he's in trouble. Woo! Oh, man. That was a little too close for comfort right there. That little auto attack was something else, and it was a Shadow Strike on top of it, but he is going to quickly try to bottle up.
He's actually dead.
Yeah, he blitzed through his bottle, and he still ends up popping. God damn, that Shadow Strike lasts forever.
Oh, that's the level 2. Oof. I guess they weren't planning for a level 2 Shadow Strike in this lane.
Oh man, so first blood. Now Queen of Pain I don't think was close enough to really get the most out of the XP, but regardless, she gets her boost almost to level 4 now, while Windranger is at an early level 3 because they had that dual lane in the mid.
I think you do get the I think that was like a patch ago they made it. If you get a kill, you get the experience for it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll check on that.
Oh no, you know what? You're right. That's obvious. For H Apparition, for example, Ice Blast, he does gain all that. So you're right on that front. Bottom lane. Look at this Clockwork. He is happy to contest this pull through here, not feeling very threatened here from Cat. So he just kind of steps in, helps himself to the creeps, and we'll head back towards the bottom. He's now level 3.5. If we look at the other side, Darkseer now level 4 though. He is that safety net of a Surge to kind of get away from trouble, but it's not really stopping this Huskar as predicted. He's now 20-6. The head CS belonging to this Huskar, and look at it. He's just going straight frickin' armlet, Jenkins. Helm and blades. No regen, no boots, no nothing else. He just wants the armlet. Uh-oh, Tavo might want to get the hell out of here, but I don't think he's going to have the option. Man, that was just easy setup. Good Fissure comes in from the right-hand side of Z-Talk, and then your Lion steps in, sets it up with a stun and Hex, and pretty much all Huskar has to do is get into 2 javelins, and it's over.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling pretty bad for Tavo, and every game he's having to deal with like an absolutely ludicrous off lane. Like Huskar Lion alone is so much harass because Lion can just stun you over and over again, mana drain you. Huskar with his flaming spears, and then a Shaker roaming too. It's like, come on, man. That's just too much to deal with. And then on the other end, you have a Clockwork dealing with like a tiny Skywrath, and he's got his Tranquils already, so the Skywrath actually does nothing in terms of harass to him.
Yeah.
Clock's gonna get a lot out of this lane.
We'll get zoned back a bit for now, but Sky doesn't look like that big of a problem with just the level 3 and the 1-1-1. He's actually trying to contest bottom 4-minute room, but Wisp is already there. But I don't know, they'll hit him a bit, but doesn't seem like they have the follow-up. But now that Queen of Pain is considering rotating over, he would love to catch this Wisp with a Cog, and it looks like he will. Can the Wisp tether away, though? That doesn't look like it. No, he will. Okay, Fissure flies a rocket. Oh, it's not going to connect. It's a little too short. He's still eating damage from this freaking range creep. Get away! And it looks like Gamblin, a.k.a. Dot Dot, is going to be able to make it back all the way to the bottom lane, but he does have to take the long road away from this mid lane and away from Wind Ranger.
Yep, that frees up a lot of space for the Queen of Pain to just harass with the Wind Runner. Actually, Quap is taking a lot of damage diving the tower. But he pops his illusions and he's fine.
Power shot actually not going to be connecting there. This Queen of Pain has her full bottle, is already level 6, so has the Sonic Wave. Maybe they were hoping for Z-Talk to get an opportunity to connect with a Fissure, and then they can use that Sonic Wave for a finish. But they're going to have to wait a bit. He's already looking at top lane. This succulent-looking Darkseer seems like a potential
I
pick.
think he's dead. If he goes in
they're
vision
thinking
up here,
about it.
he needs to be really careful right now.
He moves forward. This is the time. Yeah, they're going in. This Fissure. Yeah! Doesn't connect, but Tom was like, oh, I'll just go this way.
No.
Surges up, and that little froggy can frickin' fly. He's out of there. Oh, unfortunate timing, and look at the frantic pinging. God damn it, what did you do? He dropped his armor and everything. Okay, well, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I really don't understand. Maybe there's... I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, he is, man. He's just like... Huskars, man, I don't know if I could play this hero. The way they just flirt with being on the brink of death, you know? 60 life, 30 life, they're like, no, this is exactly where I want to be when I farm creeps. And he's just happy and confident to be there, knowing that this Darkseer is not going to do much to stop him. In fact, he's the one that has to kind of play it extra safe. Just so deceptive to have to go against that hero. When you think that you can get an easy kill, he's like, nah, it's not that easy. But bottom, Clock, waits out for the rune, actually snags it up for himself. And will he pay the price for it? Nope. Pops the cogs, and that forces Cat and Gamblin to step away. And meanwhile, Tavo actually ends up going down to it. This time the Fissure will connect, will make a good setup, and it's Huskar of all people who gets that kill. And that means he gets his Morbid Mass, Jenkins. This Huskar off to a ridiculous start.
He doesn't even care about boots. This guy knows how to play Huskar. He just does not give a damn. I mean, you see him like just using life breakup creeps, dropping his armlet. Like that's the sort of like insanity you have to just like want to play Huskar. You know what I mean? Like
he's a man.
Yeah, he's manly.
He probably like washes his body with a pine cone. He's so goddamn manly, but for now,
yeah, probably.
He's got no respect for this Darkseer, no respect for the Pain Gaming laning setup right now, especially towards this top lane. He's happy to charge on forward. And, you know, as long as he continues to get what he wants here, there eventually also is a breaking point where he can go off and do an early Roche. But near that Roche, there's already a fight breaking out. Cat gets caught out from the first hook shot to fly out from Isho on this Clockwork, and it connects, and they're successful. So Unknown pull off to a commanding start, 4-0 already.
Radiant's top tower
And,
is under
well,
attack.
we'll have to play the laning game for Pain side. You know, the last two games, it was Unknown having a laning dominance, but it was Pain Gaming who are coming out in a lot of the trades, but that's not happening this time for Pain, so
yeah,
very unnerving.
It's honestly, yeah, it's definitely unnerving for them to see that because it was honestly Pain was getting a lot of kills in both of those games, even though like, the lane dominance was there.
Oh my god, long Olympic jump I see on the mini-map towards Tavo, and he's like, oh! Oh my god! He just burns on up! Yeah, that's ridiculous. Huskar just makes mincemeat of your little Darkseer, makes it look easy, and he is just now just farming between two towers. And as long as he's got Lion by his side, he don't care about nothing. So he'll just go right back to work on this tier 1, continuing to juggle this armlet in a way that this tower will never be able to finish him. And it doesn't look like Pain want to do anything about it.
You can see the Darkseer just like spam pinging this guy. It's just like, man, he's nuts. Like, we need to do something about this. There's just nothing to be done. They've a Wisp tiny. Wisp isn't 6. They have a Wind Ranger who doesn't have Aghanims or Blink or anything. Like, there's really no response to this right now. What, a Skywrath? Like, a hero who's all magical damage? Like, they actually just cannot deal with this right now. This guy's probably gonna take over the game at this point. They need to win a big team fight in mid game, kill the Huskar twice with Aegis probably, and then that's how they're gonna win.
Yeah, one hell of a
Dire's
vacuum
bottom
Great
tower is
Wall
under
and
attack.
40R being farmed up with an epic shackle shot, and then Tiny trying to clean house thereafter maybe is the dream. They might get clockwork here. He moves in, but he's caught in a 1v4, and he just gets easily taken care of. Shackle shot, toss, everything comes on out, but they get the kill they need, and they finally get themselves on the board. 1-5 now. Hopefully the start here for Pain Gaming fans to get this Pain squad back into the mix, because as it stands right now, so much going for Unknown. I mean, Huskar, of course, getting a couple of kills. He's 72-10, almost top CS, but he has the kills to back it up, and he's smoked it on the move. This is just them probably going towards the Roche, sneaking in a quick and early Roche, and I'm curious if Pain are going to know this is happening.
He's got the Hellbear too, so that thing can tank Duon's physical attack speed and actually slow Roche at 25 attack speed.
They're picking it out already. They know this is happening. The question is if they can do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know if they can. I mean, Lion is top, so he's only got Shaker block for cover. So if they did go with 5 on Pain, I think they could actually kill this Huskar right now.
They shoot in with a power shot. They know it's happening. Huskar knows they know. Oh, nice zoning fissure. Keeps the Tiny and Wisp back and away. Wisp is still on level 6. And I don't think they can do anything. The gatekeepers have shown up, and they're like, don't bother him. He's doing something. You can't be a part of it. Look at that. Pain have just... They have submitted that they will not be a part of that. They've already pulled back to the lane, and Unknown looking to kind of run this game right back. Last game, they get hosed on and finish it up in 18 minutes. This could just as easily be 18 minutes the other way if this keeps going. But for now, 40R quickly just running away from this Queen of Pain. And I think this is just when Unknown just start to try to go off the rails.
Yeah, I mean, it's this hero that carried them through the open qualifiers, and it's like won them a lot of games in the past, so they just kind of realized that, like, man, you may as well just go with what you're good with, you know? Like,
yep.
Screw the whole, you know, fighting on even ground thing. Let's just dominate.
And if any team if they do manage to make it out from this series with a win and go to the next round, whoever is to face them, let it be known that if you do not ban out the Huskar, you better put together a draft that can deal with it and anticipate it's coming. Or just, just be ready, because they clearly will pick it up if given the opportunity, and they're clearly putting in the work with it. Bottom lane, Tiny does his toss combo on the Clock. Clock is able to step away. Back in mid lane, though, Queen of Pain jumps in, gets the easy kill on the Cat. Your little Skywrath mage, flimsy as ever, going to be going down. Paper mache, and it looks like they're going to be satisfied with that. Just quick pick and walk back and away.
5,000 gold lead at 11 minutes in with the Huskar on your team is pretty terrifying, honestly. Like, you think that the Windrunner's gonna be like can actually counter the hero, and it totally can. Unless a Huskar is this farmed, he's gonna get Assault Heroes at some point, and Satanic, he's just gonna be totally unkillable. Heaven's Halberd too. The Windrunner's not gonna be able to keep up and farm to actually deal with the hero, even though she is a counter.
So I'll ask you a similar question as I did before. You're in the shoes. It's Leviathan going against Unknown, and you're Pain Gaming, and you see this happening before your very eyes, Jenkins. What's the call? What can you do to stop this beast? Or do you just, is it, you know, quickly try to converge and take them out of the picture, or is it just be persistent, build up your farm, and just hope that you can take a fight later when you've itemized a bit better, or something completely different?
I think it's you want to get blink daggers and you want to wrap until the end of the earth, because okay, there's actually a fight going on top.
Yeah, they got Lion, the Shackle, the quick kill.
It's just a smoke from Cat and the Wind Ranger.
Yep, quick and easy pick.
Oh, and that looks like Takane is doing a bait with this illusion behind the Pain guys on top lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, she's doing no. They actually commit the Shackle, but they quickly realize it's just an illusion. The rest of Unknown are mostly at the bottom here, where Huskar continues to be the raid boss. He's got a Sage now complete. We'll see if it turns into a Halberd. But, okay, here we go. The real Queen of Pain shows herself. Tries to go for Tavo. Here comes the rest. But, oh, Cat can't quite get the catch of the silence here on the Queen of Pain. That will catch it. And a Shackle shot. They might be able to get her down here. They didn't even commit the wall for this one, but the help has shown up. They rotated in Z-Talk. He's going to get the connection to the fissure and the kill. Queen of Pain will make it out alive and well. And Unknown just continue to show their bits of dominance here as they rotate all the way to the top. Even Huskar getting in on the action. Seems like the second they brought down that tier 1, they were happy to play in the top lane.
I was actually thinking that they would need to split push to win this game, but they actually can't because Lion is Blink now, and there's a clockwork. So they have 2 long-range initiators. Huskar can just push a tower, while the other people just run around looking for kills.
Radiant's top
and
tower is under
Z-Talk's gonna have a Blink Dagger on Shaker too, so they actually can't even split push this game.
Radiant
I think they just need to
fortified.
hope to God that they get a really good team fight and actually, you know, kill the raid boss. So I think that's maybe they just want to do some high ground defense with some cheeky relocates on tier 1s or something like that, but it's going to be like a steep mountain of climbs for sure.
He got hit with a power shot, and I couldn't tell if it was a legit power shot or a freaking mosquito. He just happened to brush that off like it was nothing. Can't brush that off, though. He gets caught with a shackle, but that Lion immediately jumps into his aid, gets the connection on the 40R. Huskar's going to finish off the tower. Quickly pops the balloon of a Wisp, and, well, they are able to bring him down, but that is simply just his aegis. And they just run the hell out of there when they realize that he comes back with a second life, and oh boy, he jumps on in. Not your fancy front flip, but it doesn't matter. The Birdman goes down, blood on the floor, as he cleans out the other support. A double kill now for Huskar. And we almost fear at this point for Pain Gaming if they were going to potentially have to throw in the towel early, because this is not looking like it's going to get better. As now, the hookshot connection onto Tiny. He does get the kill with a combo. Zagnums is on hold, but Huskar shows up and is like, easy gravel, as he jumps right into the Tiny and just breaks him right apart. 3-11.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, oh
is
man. And that is just the kryptonite for this Tiny build-up right now.
Yeah, the Huskar needs to make some pretty stupid plays in order to lose this game, I think.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
has fallen.
their game to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, if he has his stunners backing him up on the Lion and the Shaker, the Wind Ranger can actually kill the Huskar. And that's the only tool they have right now to kill the Huskar, unless he does something, you know, incredibly silly, which is always possible. It's Dota 2, so I mean it can happen.
Certainly is.
We'll see.
Not going to be easy, as now even Z-Talk is on the way to getting his own frickin' Blink Dagger, just over 2k gold. He'll have it here in just a moment, unless he gets caught out here potentially. Tiny, no Blink, no Wisp, but the relocate comes, and Z-Talk's like, I'm just going to hide in the corner. Hoping they don't see me. Does get an echo off of the 2, but he does go down, and a quick finger return does come out from Lion. They get the kill there, now Clockwork converges, moves in, they're trying to get Tiny. Cog him up in place, change him down with a hook shot. Tiny trying to retreat. Decides he might consider re-engaging. Farm up the creeps for now. They get some help. Here comes 4DR and Tavo. But it looks like Unknown have already headed their way out. Queen of Pain was thinking about coming in. The nice thing for Pain is they prolong the Blink Dagger a little bit on this Earthshaker, but it is just an Earthshaker in the end. It's not as nice as they would like, and they had to commit a relocate and lose their Wisp just to get that kill.
That could have been a huge turnaround for Unknown, because the Shaker actually barely missed the aftershock on the Tiny, so he was able to get the toss off. But if he had been able to echo slam him and the aftershock got on him, the Tiny wouldn't have tossed. The Shaker would have been alive. The Lion would have got a double stun, and it could have been a disaster. But Pain doing a good job capitalizing on the mistake and getting at least something for that.
It's something, but they're going to need a lot of somethings to get themselves back in this game. As at 17 minutes in, you're looking at a 12-4 game. Net worth is much more dramatic, already breaching past the 10k net worth advantage for Team Unknown. XP is just right on par with that as well. If they're looking to get something out, you're calling out from potential split push rack tactics. Well, Tiny Wisp can certainly do that. I've seen plenty of games where they managed to bring the game back in such fashion, but we'll have to see if it's going to be the case here. Top lane, they see Z-Talk once again. He's 3 gold, 1 gold from Blink. He buys it. Buys it real quick before he might be going down. Looks like he will go down. Man, that worked out well for him just to get the quick buy. Not working out, though, is Tiny getting caught out and taken down with the help of the Clockwork catching on in, and your Queen of Pain. They quickly rid of the dynamic duo of Tiny Wisp here at the mid lane, so certainly a trade they're happy with.
Dire's middle
And
tower
my oh my, Tavo hides himself into the side while Lion pursues. It's Cat, and the Cat gets killed. Now down 4 deaths of his 9 lives, but he's out.
It's so hard for these guys to make cheeky plays against these heroes. Like Clockwork, Lion, and Shaker all have super long range. Oh, and Queen of Pain actually too. All have really super long initiation. They can solo kill almost anyone on the Pain side, minus maybe the Tiny Wisp duo.
Yep.
They have to split push, but it's so hard for them that the cheekiness levels need to be like at maximum right now. You know what I mean? Like there's no other way they can take this game, I think.
If we look at the vision, you know, they do have 1 defensive ward over here in their own woods, But the other two are just very offensive, up in the unknown territory. But the way unknown are playing right now, it's we're going to be in your territory until Roche comes up. Then we'll step back, we'll do Roche, and then we're going to come right back in your face. And the lack of defensive vision from Pain Gaming could be a bit troublesome. They don't seem to like they want to extend too far. They do go towards this top lane. Lion was there, but they don't have a way to get a hold of him as he blinks out. So they're going to have to just continue to employ this buddy-buddy system for now. But there's just what feels like not many places that are going to be a sanctuary for them, aside from their own base.
It sucks to be a Darkseer and just have to sit behind Tiny Wisp. Like, he wants to be off, you know, doing his own thing, not this.
Yeah.
But, you know, he has to do it. He has to, the buddy system has to be in place this game, or they're gonna get picked off, because the pick-off heroes are insane on Unknown. And Huskar has a Satanic now, so
yeah,
he's, like, nigh unkillable.
Maybe one nice thing that could go form a huge vacuum wall. They managed to catch the Huskar, and they will get the Huskar for themselves. He's not really going into the AC, which might be a smart choice, because with that means Pain Gaming would get an AC if they land that wall. So we'll have to see how effective maybe an Illusion Huskar. That might be their best fighting chance, their best damage dealer, if they can kind of use that power against them. But that is a big if. Darkseer is known to be a really good high ground defender, so it's pressure on Tavo.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now that the wall lasts for 45 seconds too at all levels, he's actually really good at defending high ground. The unfortunate thing is the Huskar illusion's like always going down full health, so it's actually fairly easy for all the magic damage on unknowns to just wipe it out.
Well, they see Roche is up, and they're gonna party. And obviously, Pain Gaming can't do anything about it. They know that they're not around, so they're just going to push out these lanes and create some space for themselves as much as possible. Get Tiny that extra bit of item and just get what they can before they have to get all hands on deck back into the base to defend, because it's going to be coming sooner than later. I'm sure Unknown don't want to chance this game going down into that 40-50 minute realm where maybe Tiny could scrape something together, and maybe this 40R Wind Ranger could get some items together. They'd rather just end this game flat out sooner than later while they have this ridiculous power advantage.
Tiny does have a BKB now, so that's pretty nice. The Wisp is building into a Glimmer. He doesn't have it, but they're getting some nice split push from top lane right now. Actually, if they can hold off this push with power shots and Darkseer, they could actually do some really nice split pushing right now. Maybe even TP back and fight with the BKB on Tiny.
Sec Calambre, as they both say. I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea.
Calambre. I don't know. Maybe it's Spanish for
Google
lag. I don't know. But yeah, good split push. They're actually going to finish off this tower in the top lane, and of course they have the power to just simply relocate back into action. If
it says cramp.
Cramp. Maybe it's the same thing. Like Kale, you know, doesn't necessarily mean lag. It means like stuck. So maybe cramp is just like a cramp.
What? I don't understand. Come on.
You really wait unless he legitimately is like, oh, hand cramp. Hold on. What? AKA tactical pause. What the hell? Oh, they put down the wall right away. Huskar's like, I don't care about this. Goes in. Ooh, gets caught with a nice blink shackle, but that's not enough to stop Huskar. He just starts to go to work.
They're actually getting the tier 3 top.
Yeah, they are. They're in there, and there is no one pulling back. Finally, first one in is going to be KotLGuy. He could hook shot in, but we got to kick action on both sides now. KotLGuy makes the move. Is going to go for Wisp. Will get Wisp. That means there's no way back except for using a TP. But now the Queen of Pain shows up. Does he have enough money for a buyback? It looks like he does. It has to. He will buy back and get his BKB. Because Huskar is still going to work. He got the tier 3 down. Now going for the racks. And Vacuum puts him back into the wall. Quickly just says, no, sorry, my evil twin. Get rid of the illusion right away. Fissure comes in. That buyback comes out from both the Wisp and the Tiny. And they're going in.
If they kill Huskar, they can relocate top right now. If they actually kill this is huge.
That's a big if. Oh, Echo Slam flies in, but of course the BKB don't care about that. Huskar going right for the Wisp here. Wisp tries to hold out, will end up going down, and they get the Rex. There's the toss. They finally bring down the Beast, but they got to do it one more time, and I don't know if they can. Here they go. Tiny needs to double back right here. Lion tries to zone him out. Huskar considers going in for the Rex. Now makes the committed jump. Gets caught with a shackle. They look to turn back onto him, but they just don't have the horsepower to bring down this Huskar. He just goes right back for the Rex, and he's going to get it. And they walk away.
The Lion dropped his blink dagger to taunt them. Oh, that's hilarious.
How dirty.
He actually just put his blink on the ground.
How's that for a cramp? Just fucking throw my blink dagger on the ground and get it back up.
I actually think he was dodging an auto attack so he could blink. I'm an idiot, but it's still pretty funny. It's a very cheeky, dangerous play to make. Oh no, they're taunting. They're taunting.
No, yeah, they're definitely just kind of hanging around. They're not looking to step back. They want to finish the game right here and now. They make the jump. Tiny goes down. It's a dieback for him. Whoa! Tiny is relocated to save him and try to get away from that screen, but Sonic Wave will still fly out nonetheless. Now they go right back and re-engage. Tombo trying to draw their attention elsewhere. Here's another toss combo. Can they get him down? They can! Finally! The Huskar has been slain. 6-1 now. He finally goes down. Hands over a pretty penny to Tiny, however. So he's quickly up to what looks like 2,800 gold after that buyback and that BKB buy. Now easily, Huskar has a buyback money himself. And, you know, Pain Gaming only lose the bottom set of racks.
They can actually still win this. This is actually totally still, like, they could still win this easily. With the split push, look at the top, like, they're gonna get mid tower here. They got a tier 3 for that when they really shouldn't have.
Structures are fortified.
I think I was just getting a bit cocky, man. Like I thought that they were doing like a play with the Blitz Dagger dropping, and then I see the quad dropping BKB. So they're actually just like playing with their food here, and then Huskar dies. So maybe not the best idea.
We'll see if it's enough for, yeah, I know, right? This is serious business, and like I said before, it's not double elimination. You throw one game like this one away, you're done. No more chances at going through the BTS Americas Cup. So, both teams better be looking to take this one a bit seriously here. Unknown maybe just lingering around too long in that bottom lane. Could have cost them a little bit. They definitely hand over quite the, you know, gold swing towards Pain's way. I mean, it's not the biggest jump ever, but it is small steps. And what could have been a potential, you know, step back, regroup, and re-engage in a new lane with a new setup. But, you know, we'll have to see if it ends up coming back to bite them in the ass or not. For now, they're still in a very commanding position. And it's a matter of just Pain Gaming still having to hold out with a good, strong, high-ground defense. This time, they should have more to offer with that bit of a gold swing, so we'll see if it have to be enough on the second go.
I wonder what Tiny's gonna go for, an AC or an MKB, because he's the Halber's just making it almost impossible to kill the Huskar, but AT's so incredibly good at pushing towers and killing the Huskar, so either one of those items is definitely good. Nice shackle block.
Yep,
blink and shackle. What is this? Zgot jumps in, gets an echo right onto Cat, so Cat is out. I mean, just your little Skywrath Major can't really offer a whole lot as it is, and we'll be back in about 20 seconds time. And while they push in this mid lane, your Tiny Wisp is pushing that top lane, but they're about to lose Tavo in base. They do. He has to buy back immediately. Tiny and Wisp need to get back at some point and help out because their racks in the mid lane is now exposed. But they're assertive. They say maybe this might be our all or nothing. They're going to go right into the high ground here. No, they do eventually relocate to the top lane where they're going to try to take out the already exposed racks. The glyph does come right back out. And meanwhile, Huskar going to be clearing out that mid lane. Now they did catch up. Again, the hookshot comes out. A rotating clockwork going to be able to take out the Wisp. He has no buyback out for 30 seconds. Tiny BKB will TP back into base, but now we'll have no BKB for any sort of fight. They have already lost the racks in the mid lane. Tiny goes in. Tuss gets the combo off. Not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain going to get the easy cleanup on the second life of Cat. And I don't know, Jenkins. This looks like it could be the beginning of the end. The wall comes out, and it's not in the best position. They have already lost a little bit. They will come back, but there's not much left holding between the end of this game. There's one more set of racks, and they've already got the jump on the Tiny. A good setup hook shot. Now Huskar. Yeah, he's just going to go in. They're going to vacuum on the 3. Sonic Wave flies. Tiny's out for good, and Jenkins, that might be the game.
3 down.
That's got to be it.
BG, Team Unknown, get their Huskar in Game 3, and they show why they love this hero so much and why you should continue to respect ban him. He is just dominant from start to finish. And it is just out of control. And even coming off, this is Unknown coming off of that second game where they were the ones who were punished so hard and had to call out the early forfeit. And Unknown equals shit from the Unknown member.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
Never know with these guys.
Maybe behind the scenes, Pain said something similar, and they're looking to give it back to him.
Yeah,
you know, you don't want to elaborate too much, but these guys are out for each other. That's
we
very
definitely
clear.
We definitely saw the taunting with the item drops and stuff. So they're maybe a little bit of beef behind the scenes with these guys.
All right, well, the beef is going to be backed up, at least for Team Unknown. They're the ones that are going to be coming out on top with a 2-1 advantage. Pain are going to be eliminated here. And with that, Unknown are going to be moving into the next bracket, which I do want to check out here. We'll quickly hop over to our bracket screen. And you can see with this win, they move forward, and they're going to be awaiting the winner of eHug and Root Gaming. Should be some good stuff, and hopefully they were also on the sidelines watching this match and seeing who their potential opponent could be. But Jenkins, I want to know, last thoughts on the game itself, on the series, Pain versus Unknown. What are you going to be taking away from this?
What am I going to be okay, I'm going to ban Huskar against these players. That's, look out for Pain's support rotations, because they definitely hella good rotations. I mean, unfortunately, they had the Wisp this game, because you can't really, you know, can't really do much to do rotations on that hero, other than, like, defensive rotations. But, yeah, probably those are the two big factors with these teams right now, I think.
All right, some good stuff. One hell of a time. It was just an easy breezy one best of 3 for you today, folks, but I had a jolly old time. As once again, we'll congratulate Team Unknown. Now, if you personally did have an MVP that you felt really stood out this game, if it was a Senior Kotaro Hayama or not, then you got to let us know. And also let Squarespace know. You got to tweet at Squarespace, hashtag BTS Americas, who you thought the MVP was and for what reason, and you have a chance to win a promo code for a 1 full year of Squarespace action. And of course, got to send out quick props to G2A, Alpha Draft, and of course we have, oh my God.